Tagore, also known as the Bard of Bengal, was born on the 7th of May 1861 in Kolkata, West Bengal. Although he grew up in a household steeped in culture, his early years were confined to the walls of his family compound. But no walls could confine the free spirit of his true nature, and he sought an escape in nature itself. He found beauty in the rivers, the birds, the trees, and the sunset. And he wanted to share this beauty with the world. Thus, pen and paper became his companion, and a writer was born. He started writing poetry when he was just 8 years old. And by the age of 16, a lot of his major works were published. Jokingly, he said these were the works of some 17th century lost poet. And the best part? Experts believed in him.
Pranari, did you know Rabindranath was a college dropout? His father wanted him to become a barrister. He was sent to London in 1878 to study law, but he dropped out of the course independently. He studied European literature, Scottish and Irish folk music, which he incorporated in his own work after returning to Bengal 2 years later.
By this time, the Renaissance of man was already in making. He merged the best of everything he learned with his own inspiration, and the magic of Tagore was born. It was this universalism that made him the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1930.
Though he won the Nobel Prize for Gitanjali, the man had a stellar literary career. His career made him create short stories, poems, novels, and plays. We do not know too many people who have excelled in all these meta groups and has created own genre of music.
The darling of our heart, Shantiniketan. In the shadows of our trees we meet. In the freedom of our open skies, our dreams are rocked in our arms. Her face is a fresh wonder of love every time we see her. For she is our own, the darling of our hearts, Shantiniketan.
These were the words used by Tagore to describe Shantiniketan, where he created many of his masterpieces. Shantiniketan also became the center of one of his other accomplishments, the Vishwa Bharati University.
Needless to say, here he brought together some of the best minds of the universe and created a paradise for free thinkers and creative expression. People like late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, Nobel laureate Satyajit Ray, Amartya Sen, Padma Shri Mahashweta Devi, and many more showcased their creative thinking learned from here throughout their lifetime.
From 1912, Tagore spent a period of time out of India. He traveled over 34 countries in Europe, the America, East Asia, by lecturing and reading from his works, and becoming eloquent spokesperson for the cause of India's independence. Tagore's novels in Bengali were less well known than his poems and short stories. They include Gora, 1910, Ghore Baire, 1916, translated into English as Gora and the Home and the World, respectively.
বিধির বাঁধন কাটবে তুমি এমন শক্তিমান, তুমি কি এমনি শক্তিমান, আমাদের ভাঙা গড়া তোমার হাতে এমন অভিমান, তোমাদের এমনি অভিমান, বিধির বাঁধন কাটবে তুমি। Did you know that although Tagore was an anti-imperialist, his views of nationalism were completely different from that of his peers? He believed that nationalism could not rise above the rights of shared humanity. The song that I just sang now, Bidhir Badhon Katbe Tumi, composed it to showcase his angst towards the partition of Bengal.
As the freedom struggle became more hyper-nationalistic and violent, Gurudev became more disillusioned with it. He even repudiated his knighthood in 1919 as a protest against the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, just 4 years after it was awarded by the British government. It is no surprise that his final years were spent brooding over the crisis in human civilization. In his final address to the world, Gurudev laid bare with a broken heart, but also expressed hope that human spirit should triumph in the end. Tagore breathed his last on 7th August 1941.
Legacy of a poet, musician, artist, and a polymath of such a magnitude is never confined to any one geography and culture. But for Indian and Bangladeshi nationals, his legacy remains embedded as a part of their national anthem.
Namaskar. My name is Swayambara.
Namaskar. My name is Madhurima.
Namaskar. My name is Vandana.
Namaskar. My name is Alisha.
Namaskar. My name is Shulata. Robi Katha. Sarha une soirée d'universalisme. Ce sera une soirée d'hospitalité, de culture, de nourriture et de rire. Venez célébrer avec nous une soirée dédiée à cette légende.
We, the PrangaN family, dedicate this year Vasant Utsav to celebrate Ramindranath's 161 birth anniversary in the heart of Swiss Romandie region for the first time. On the eve of 21st May, together to celebrate pluralism, harmony, humanity, and his eminence through various cultural events. We welcome all of you to come join us in celebrating his brilliance and share it with our future generations.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.